A new frontier is rising, a redefinition of the times, a new freedom. Advances in technology and science are redefining work, the organization of work, and the role of the workers in a globalizing economy. Nations are linking arms to seek better responses to these exciting challenges. The search for fresh opportunities and innovative approaches heightens at every turn. And creative alternatives are surfacing as conditions of child labor, flexible employment, migration, job loss, and the informalization of work are more and more becoming commonplace. In the forefront of these is the Federation of Free Workers.
We will not only be a trade union, but we will be a social movement. This was together with WCL, because the transformation of society, during this time, you need a social movement together with trade union. This happened in Europe. This is a transformation all over the world. Traditional trade union movement is your main point is collective bargaining. In other words, employees ask something from the employers. Then they bargain for the wages and the working conditions. That's the essence of trade unionism, is to organize them for collective bargaining.
As a free and independent trade union with Christian, social, and democratic orientation, the Federation promoted unity and protection to the Filipino worker.
The main thrust should be the farmers. Actually, at the time, the farmers were important because the communists were organizing the farmers. And Jerry came at the moment to organize the farmers. They were also organizing the industrial workers, so we took care of that in FW.
The Federation of Free Workers spearheaded the enactment of the Magna Carta of Labor and Electoral Reforms in 1953. By its third biennial convention in 1958, its membership tripled, and FFW has won millions of pesos in wage hikes, overtime pays, sick and vacation leaves, retirement pays, and benefits.
And then we were the first one to insist on the minimum wage, not the minimum wage, but what you call the living wage. And this is what we are fighting for. The FW is fighting not for a minimum wage, but for a decent wage, a family living wage. In other words, a salary where you can support your family and your children in decent comfort.
The Federation recognized that the constructive labor management relationship was achievable and workable where freedom of association and the right to organize and collectively bargain are respected and promoted.
You will not believe it. We organized all the banks in Manila. They came to us, they were interested. That was the heyday of what we had. The newspapers used to say, bank strike threatens the industry, because all the banks were affiliated.
In the late 50s and early 60s, FFW was formally affiliated with the Belgium-based World Confederation of Labor, or WCL, then known as the International Federation of Christian Trade Unions, or IFCTU. It also became one of the pillars of the Manila-based Brotherhood of Asian Trade Unionists, or BATU, the regional body of WCL in Asia.
I think the FW is the most developed of all the countries in Asia, simply because we have all the expertise here. The others don't have the expertise we have here. And then we were the original organizers of this thing. One of the things that they attracted to Manila is because we have more influence here in the government. No affiliate of WCL has that kind of influence as the FW have. They are surprised that the Minister of Labor, our Labor Secretary, comes to our meeting. Because in the country, it's very difficult sometimes to invite the Labor Minister.
In the coming years, as its membership grew, FFW formed several councils for the different social groups to promote unionism and social change. The Women's Council, now named the FFW Women's Network, promoted the status of the women workers. The Young Free Workers, or YFW, whose leaders were among the youth activists of the Christian Social Movement, or CSM, advocated social justice and social change.
But it was a question of who can organize better and who has the better objectives. Because if you organize in order to overthrow the government, that's different already.
During the martial law years, the FFW was involved in the struggle to respect trade union and human rights, and the fight to restore democracy and freedom. In the 70s, FFW adopted a trade union social movement character, which expanded the nature, character, and reach of trade unions to all types of workers. This remains a continuing process which, to this day, is redefining the Federation.
Times have changed because jobs is better to have a job with a smaller salary than no job at all. This is happening in the Philippines. You work for 3 days, they prefer that to being unemployed. We have many unions where they have 3 or 4 days work.
To promote common interest and address specific concerns, 9 trade federations were established, enabling the FFW to link local unions belonging to the same trade, occupation, or industry. Presently, the Federation has specific departments and programs that link solutions to the different problems of the various sectors. The Legal Center provides legal assistance, advocacy, and protection for members. The Operations Department provides organizational, technical, and support services to the workers who unionize and collectively bargain. The Substantial Democracy Project provides education, law reform and advocacy, representation, and participation through activities that promote effective social negotiations. The Federation of Free Workers Women's Network organizes and consolidates women workers here and abroad. The Philippine Social Institute develops the abilities and capacities of workers, training them for socio-political awareness and participation. The Child Labor Project works to increase awareness against child labor while exploring the ways of eliminating it. The Youth Program provides skills training for the youth to equip them for employment or youth entrepreneurship. Addressing the needs of the growing number of the informal sector workers, the Entrepreneurship Development Program provides skills training, livelihood, and entrepreneurial assistance.
If you ask me, for example, which is more important, to have the minimum wage or to have the right to organize, I would say the right to organize is more important.
For over 5 decades, the Federation of Free Workers has adapted with dynamism to the changing times, responsive to workers' issues, acting as social change agents, and improving the quality of work and life.
1950, we organized the Federation of Free Workers with the people who were attending our ISO as the nucleus.
Its timely turn from a traditional trade union to a trade union social movement reinforces the Federation's significance to the worker, the family, and the country.
I always believe that an organization, a strong one, can live even without anybody. You can change leadership. That's the test of an organization.
Partnering with the working Filipino in developing successful programs against the consequences of change and globalization, making the personal goal of the good life a shared pursuit and a common dream.